Yeah, this one's got some turn. Yeah. This one I can really feel the face want to sort of come with me. I don't feel like I'm feeling it hang on at all. All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. Michael, the gilets off. Can only mean one thing, we're hitting big dogs.
Guru is in the bay.
Drivers. We don't hit many drivers on this channel, but today we're going to do a test of how adjustable are drivers when it comes to affecting shot shape. Lots of adjustability in the market nowadays, movable weights, hosel settings. We've done a video on that recently when it comes to single and double axis loft sleeves. You've got center gravity placement, a whole plethora of changes and design characteristics in the drivers that we carry in the drawers. But how much variance do we have as fitters when it comes to changing someone's ball flight? There's a big debate right now within our community. Who should we test with? Should we test with the average golfer with flawed characteristics that's maybe more representative of the client that comes in our bay? Or do we try and neutralize that and be able to call that baseline, knowing that anything off of that is going to be, you know, somewhat of an adjustment? Yeah. Today, we're in more in that category. I'm going to hit my driver that's a pretty darn neutral driver, Mikey. When I'm hitting it decent, like it's small draw, Titleist GT3, weight in neutral setting, A1 in sleeve. Yeah. There's nothing going on. Yep. Stock?
Oh,
what did you say?
Leave it stock.
No. Custom. And we picked out 3 drivers on either side, 3 in the draw side, 3 in the fade side, that we think can create a large lateral dispersion. So we're really looking if we can call GT3 baseline for someone that swings like me. You guys may be a little bit different. We're going to see how much variance can we make between them.
Love it. Let's do it. Good.
All right, Michael. We'll call that the baseline drive. Yep, right. Something that's, from a delivery standpoint, a little bit right with the path. Face also a little bit right. You know, we geared it maybe a touch off the strike, but 110 club head speed, 160-ish ball speed. Yeah. That'll be, sounds about right. Okay. What are you giving me for draw or fade?
I'm giving you draw first. Okay. We're going ping SFT.
And bearing in mind, guys, when it comes to trying these different drivers, we can control the input speed. So try and keep that around 110. Center gravity will influence dynamic loft to change ball speed. So the likelihood is the draw bias drivers are probably going to be slightly slower in ball speed because of where the CG is than the fade bias ones, because of dynamic loft. All right, Michael, arguably the king of the draw bias drivers. SFT's always been a go-to, hasn't it?
SFT, you know, you have your draw setting, then you have basically your max draw setting in there as well. Yeah. Yeah, the king of draws.
I mean, like you said, draw plus. Face closed slightly on this as well. So yeah, we're going to have high dynamic loft, but what amount of shot shape are we going to see from this? Should be a fair bit. It wants to draw for days.
That's what it's designed to do.
I must admit, I'm kind of fascinated by a driver that has one intention, whether that's draw or fade. Like, I really hate the right side of the golf course. I hate blocking one. It's just the worst for me. I kind of don't mind turning one over a little bit too much. I feel like I can play with that. The block, I don't feel like I can play with. Strike. That was a good one, Mikey. Really good one. Right height was good.
Hey, Fries, into AI Smoke Max D. That ping driver did exactly what it's designed to do. Yeah. Which is go left.
This one's going to be interesting for me because this has been one of the success stories of 2024 product release season, has been the Max D. I think My Golf Spy had it as one of the longest drivers in their testing. Going back to some of the follower fits we've done, it's always shown up for somebody who's got a little bit of a fade tendency. This one, I think, may have some different sort of layers than the Ping.
After you've seen it in the bay, I think a lot of our fitters have geared towards this Max D to fix a lot of the, the guys that don't want to hit it right and get a little bit back to the left side.
I think Callaway's loft sleeve is very draw biased. I think, it's got +1, +2 loft settings, so a bit of loft and face closure, and obviously they've got the draw setting, which is a little bit face and lie angle. So I do think that you can get one of the more, or you can maybe get the most out of the shot shape adjustment from their loft sleeve versus maybe something like a Ping, that maybe back to that single axis loft sleeve versus dual axis loft sleeve, maybe that conversation. Yeah. Let's see what this one's got. Yeah, I don't think this one's definitely turning over as much as the Ping.
No. And the set weight is obviously back for CG. You can move those weights.
Good point. Good point.
7 grams, whatever. The Ping is right in the heel.
Yeah. Bit thin, not bad though.
Okay, Fries, COBRA DARKSPEED Max. Again, has weight that we can put in the heel.
Yeah. Not as much as the Ping. I think that might be the differentiating factor. Callaway didn't have any to go in the heel.
Yeah.
This has 12 that can go in the heel, 3 in the back.
I mean, we could put 31 in the
heel
heel if you want to.
You could really crank that one up. That's a big difference, maker. But I like the look of this one. I think it looks really friendly.
Sounded okay.
Yeah. Pretty decent. Maybe a hair thin, but felt like it was good. Yeah, this one's got some turn. Yeah. This one I can really feel the face want to sort of come with me. I don't feel like I'm feeling it hang on at all.
The AI Smoke was definitely the straighter of the bunch, but these last two have been, wider to the left side for sure.
Definitely. Good driver, Mikey. Is a good driver. As far as these things go, the conditions we're looking for, pretty good.
Okay, Fraz, into the fade bias drivers. Starting off Mizuno STG.
Yeah.
Both weights in the toe, all the way lower.
And forward too, so we know that that's a factor when it comes to face rotation. Get that CG further forward. So with the two kind of weights being up in that front section, it'll be interesting to see how hard this is to turn over. It's a totally different look, my goodness. Felt, for the most part, decent.
Sounded okay.
Wasn't unhappy with it. Nice. That was a nice one.
Drive.
That's one that I could have seen turn over a little bit. That one felt nicely coupled together. Face a bit close to the path, and it really held its line.
Hey, Fries, QI10LS.
That's nice.
It's a nice driver.
This sits really nice.
You love a TaylorMade though.
Oh, I wouldn't say I'm in that in love with the shapes the minute. I think I've become more of a Titleist shape person, TSR3 and GT3. I think shape-wise are more my eye now, but I just think that sits good. I think maybe the flatness is good for this one, but any driver that sits a tad open to me just looks really good. This one looks nice. Let's see. That felt really good. Like one I'm very familiar with.
Sounded solid.
Yeah, it was. It was kind of like just above the middle. loads of good things from that. Yeah, it was right in the middle.
Right in the middle.
Not easy to turn over, Michael.
No.
Not easy. And quite quick too. Kind of easy sort of ball speed at this one.
Speeds off QI10 have been, you know, obviously good this year. But this is definitely, I always found this one to be the hardest one to turn over.
Another good one. Just felt right in the center punch. Yeah, like that one to me felt the same as what it felt like when I was hitting the ping. Like one-dimensional, don't really need to think about where it's going to go.
Yeah.
Which is a really nice feeling.
Right. Last but not least, Ping G430 LST, 25 gram all the way in the fade.
Yeah, so which is 4 grams heavier than the standard 21 that comes in it. So we're making this very fade biased, up in the swing weight a little bit. So it's, and you can feel it immediately.
Yeah, yeah. Sledgehammer.
Sledgehammer. Good strike, Mikey. This one doesn't feel that fade biased. That was quite a nice one.
Yeah.
You can see what the numbers are.
Little baby.
Base open to the path, marginal toe strike.
Little baby draw.
Yeah, so like there wasn't that much influence from the head in terms of the shape there. Certainly a bit more fade biased than my Titleist.
Yep. But not much.
But not much.
Great strike.
A little bit toey, didn't go left. That was a good one. For the purpose of what we're talking about, I think that was a good one. That is a fun test. I don't think we've done that test before. The most draw biased and the most fade biased, offsetting a neutral, drive like we have here with the GT3. Neutral flight, little draw, it's just kind of what I like to see. If we go into, let's go into we hit the draw biased drivers first. Let's look at those. So we see the Callaway was pretty neutral, held its line. We had the COBRA, had a nice amount of draw. COBRA, 36 yards left. Callaway, 16.7 yards left. And then the Ping was 51 yards left.
And that Ping draws.
Yeah.
Now, you can't just come into the bay and expect to hit draws with a draw bias driver, but this will definitely help clean a lot of things up.
Yep. Relatively speaking, the face-to-path relationship, this is a really important part here. Relatively speaking, the face-to-path relationship is quite similar between the COBRA and the Ping, yet the difference is 15 yards in shape. That's center of gravity.
Yeah, yeah.
That's being in the heel. Heavier, there's more of it. The mass is more than double, and it's in the heel. So when it comes to adjustability, guys, weight makes a big, big difference. The Callaway actually slightly was open face relative to target, close to path. Therefore, it never quite turned over as much. In my opinion, that's the lack of a weight. So we don't quite have that heel side bias CG.
Okay.
So, if we look at, I believe that the biggest difference, if you start here or say that orange line is over here, the difference of it being is the best part 45.
It's a lot.
45 yards. It's a significant amount. Okay, let's head into the fade bias drivers. We started with Mizuno, we then went to TaylorMade, and we ended it with the Ping. So the Ping I found really actually quite neutral.
So accurate.
Yeah.
It's
good.
It's a bit of a drift often to the right, but it's still in play.
Definitely. I found the Mizuno to be a little harder to hit, a little spinnier, and it had a bit of fade to it. It definitely did, but by no question in my mind, the king of the fade is the QI10.
37 yards, 37.4.
Yeah,
that's a lot.
That is that's a large amount. So I guess the moral of the story is, when it comes to the options that sort of we have here, you want it to look like a bird's foot.
Aye, bird's foot.
That's what it looks like. Draw.
Neutral.
Straight one. in a wee lemonade. Good that we have those options. Let's dive into the club delivery data a second, because when it comes to the delivery, what we want to sort of show is we're not making a fade swing, we're not making a draw swing, trying to be honest, match these as much as we possibly can. There's things like dynamic lie angle that we talk about for start line. Look how towed down the dynamic lie is on the QI10.
Wow.
Then you get it sitting much more upright when it comes to the SFT. Obviously that face to path relationship, much more shut there, much more open, so the open face relative to the path. Good strike. So it's not massive amounts of swing differentials. It's kind of the internal structure of the head that's dictating this shape.
Because line angle is not crazy different compared to your driver with the pig.
No, not massive at all. Actually, you know, if we look at the other ones, those had a much bigger difference, 10.3, and so that's why, you know, we talk about lie angles, good for start line, not really something that's going to influence or play a big role in how much it curves away from the target. That's more face to path, that's more center of gravity. Moving the weight around the head is going to be a much bigger factor. Dynamic lie angle is good for start line. But fitters, golfers, gearheads, nerds, whoever you are, there's a lot that can be done to adjust a fade, a lot can be done to adjust something that's, you know, drawn a little bit too much. Yeah. And there's lots in the middle.
Totally.
Lots and lots in the middle.
Good test.
Yeah, definitely. All right, guys, let us know your thoughts. Has there been something out there, a driver that's cured your sort of shot shape that you've been really struggling with, fighting one side of the course? Did you have a fit and there was something that, you know, really opened your eyes to what full capabilities that people can get, golfers can get in these bays? We've seen it in the follower fits this year. It's been great to show certain players and their struggles and what that might be and how much we can turn that around. I think people think that when we post about these 30 to 50 yard gains, like it's some kind of like set up, you know, mythical thing. It happens day in, day out.
Yeah, it's not clickbait.
People are using bad golf equipment out there. And if it's you, you know, don't struggle, you know, or kind of try and get yourself somewhere towards playing better golf, because you will enjoy the game more.
Totally.
That's what it's all about. All right, let us know your thoughts in the comments below, guys. We love to hear and see them. Stay tuned for more. We'll see you again soon.